Thank you.
Thank you very much for the introduction. So, can everyone see my screen?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, we
great.
can. Yeah.
So, we are the Cat Economics DAO. Myself, I'm the DAO leader, Abdulrahman Shibani, and Shaimo Abugani. We have the working group leads with us. Our mission is to design and validate practical governance, contribution, and coordination and recognition systems for decentralized communities. The vision is a cat nexus framework where rather than operating solely as a tokenomics project, Cat Economics DAO is positioning itself as an experimental governance and contribution laboratory. Our goal is to create reusable frameworks, governance models, operational playbooks, and technical tools that can be adopted by future Cambria cohorts and other DAOs. Our framework architecture has 5 core layers. Sorry. The contribution layer, which has the contribution tracking activity records, the contributor profiles, and the reputation layer, which has this reputation scores, the achievement badges, the trust indicators, and the governance layer. The proposal workflows contained in the governance layer, and the voting mechanisms, the governance experiments, and then we have the coordination layer. Coordination layer has the working group collaborations, reporting workflows, and project tracking. And then finally, we have the intelligence layer, which we hope to achieve if the budget and the time allows, with be it minimal AI assisted reporting or expanded knowledge bases, etc. Meeting summaries, governance analysis, how that works. So yeah, there's a slight delay. And the working group structures are as follows. The framework working group, the framework application working group has the framework design, the governance standards, the contribution framework. The system prototyping working group focuses mainly on the development of the dashboard, MVP, analytics, systems, technical implementation. And then we have the DAO support and audit working group. It works on the governance, review, risk management, and compliance monitoring. And finally, we have the documentation and learning working group. These are lessons learned, learning resources, reporting, knowledge capture. And now for the requested budget. So far, we're aiming for framework application group to have 800 USDT, and that's for the purposes of obviously developing the framework. And then the systems prototyping, which is one of the main cores we have, the dashboard prototyping from the MVP, how it's going to look like, the systems design, etc. And then the DAO support and audit working group for the governance validation, whatever tool necessary, and then the documenting and reporting equaling 3,000 USDT. And now I leave the floor to my colleague Ruhu. So, Ruhu, would you like me to present, or you can present?
Present the slides and I'll talk over it.
Okay, right.
So the collaboration and the synergy of the CAT framework, we have the framework application working group, which design the rules and the framework specs. We have the system prototyping for building the dashboard and the tools, and we have the DAO support and audit working group that reviews and audits all working groups, and the documentation and learning working group. So the framework gives the system prototyping the framework specs and also the governance rules for the DAO support and the audit group. The audit group The previous slide, please. Okay. The system prototyping and the audit group, they are relaying data. So it's a crossover, cross-view coordination layer. For the audit group and the documentation layer, the documentation layer collects the data and the audit groups audit the report. And for the system prototyping and the documentation working group, how they work together is the dashboard data. Next slide, please. What we have accomplished so far is the DAO master plan, the working group structure, the synergy map, the governance framework design, the contribution recognition model, the risk framework, the dashboard MVP scope, and the visionization strategy. Next slide, please. The next steps are for June, the planning and preparation, that's where we are. So we are finalizing the working group action plans, executing overall DAO voting and complete execution preparations. For July and August, we are building and validating, so that includes deploying the dashboard MVP, initiate experimental governance iterations, and validate that Nexus framework. And for September, it's where we are reporting and showcasing what we have done so far. So we are compiling all cohort reports and launching the main showcase and formulating definitive depth tree recommendations. Next slide. And thank you for listening. Yes, that's all for now. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for your presentation. Now, let's move to some short feedback from our perspective as a DS of a DFO Catoeconomics DAO. We really appreciate all of your effort to deliver the master plan as well as working group plan. So we have some short feedback for as an overview for you to finalize the plan and the proposal. Okay. First, I want to point out some key strengths I have observed from all of your effort. First is the infrastructure first thinking. The DAO positions itself as a foundational infrastructure layer for the Cambria ecosystem rather than an activity-oriented DAO. A clear-headed and appropriate interpretation of the catoeconomic DAO role in Step 2 and the focus on producing reusable frameworks, templates, and a dashboard prototype that future cohorts can adapt reflects strong long-term strategic thinking. The structure course working group pipeline, the documentation and audit flow across the 4 working group is well designed and easy to understand for everyone. The documentation and learning working group capture and structure data, the DAO's support and audit working group independently verifies, and the framework application working group fits governance standard, and the system prototyping working group automate the process, creating a coherent end-to-end operational chain rather than 4 isolated work streams. Financial accountability and output gating. The milestone linked payment structure, OCRP, are adopted by the DAO support and audit working group, and documentation and learning working group is a strong governance design. Compensation follows verified output, not like time spent. The inclusion of a 50% slippage penalty and reserve votes as a further layer of fiscal discipline that reflects well on the DAO's seriousness about delivery. technical ambition grounded in MVP thinking. The system prototyping working group 5-phase engineering plan is realistic and well sequenced with an explicit MVP before perfection principle carried through from the master plan to the working group plan, and the tech stack mentioned in the document is production appropriate, and the deliverables are specific and testable. And finally, is the CAD framework alignment. A careful reading of the CAD Nexus framework architecture shows that its 5 layers map closely onto the canonical CAD reward and privilege framework version 1.0. Layer 1 contribution corresponds to Cambria credits, layer 2 reputation to Cambria Karma, layer 3 governance to the GT Council rotation model, and layer 4 coordination to the operational life cycle. The contribution tracking table also correctly applies the derivation formula. The thinking is aligned, but it just need clear labeling. And I want to move to some improvement. First is I think first of all is the framework naming clarity. The CatNext framework is my misunderstand presented as something the DAO is designing from scratch, which risk creating the impression that the DAO, categorical DAO, is building a parallel framework rather than applying CAD reward and privilege framework 1.0. Maybe I think a single clarifying sentence added to the master plan section 4, stating that the CatNexus framework is the DAO's name implementation of framework 1.0, not like a replacement, can resolve this misinterpretation. Consider also renaming a bit of the primary framework application working group deliverable from the CatNexus framework version 1 to like CatNexus application framework version 1 to make the relationship explicit. And secondly is the budget consistency. The framework application working group budget milestone gating. Unlike the other 3 working group, the framework application working group haven't delivered the milestone link payment triggers. I think adding a simple 3 checkpoint payment schedule like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, 4 could bring it in line with the DAO's own financial accountability standards and give reviewers confidence that the budget is equally governed. And finally is the cash settlement terminology in the master plan. The contribution tracking table labels the final column CAD earned, which rewards as CAD being issued immediately per action. Seeing CAD reward privilege framework 1.0 specifies that CAD is derived settlement time, not per action. Renaming column to CAD at settlement example and adding one line footnote clarifying the batch settlement process could remove any compliance ambiguity at 0 cost to the content. So here is just like quick feedback, and I will add like more detailed feedback onto the comment of the DAO drive, and for you to finalize of this later. And I also send the slides for you guys for you to review in your own time. Yeah, so I want to pass the mic to my colleague New to have like a slide discussion with the categorical DAOs and other DAO in the cohort.
Yeah, thank you, Zoe, for sharing your feedback. And now I think like I want to open space for everyone. If you guys have any feedback for the KTD DAO to improve their proposal, you can raise your hands and then I would like to invite you to share. In the meantime, I want to hear more about the member of KTD about their experience working decentralized. I would like to invite like Bana or Andrew. Do you guys want to share? Bana, you want to share?
Oh, let me just go
Hello.
ahead.
Yeah,
Hello.
thank you, Andrew. Yeah.
Okay. I hope you guys have had a wonderful morning. It's a morning on my side. Um, I've already gone through and I've listened to the presentation. Thank you, Shibani, for the awesome presentation, and also Ruhi for also the detailed details that you have put into the presentation. In regards to working decentralized, I appreciate my co-members, including Adekunle. We have been in conversation throughout this onboarding phase, and I appreciate the contribution and the engagement that comes with my fellow members. At the moment, I've already given my feedback. We have already, I've been in partnership with my dependencies, especially the documentation and learning working group. We have already drafted our working groups, and I encourage everyone, including those not in the KTD DAO, to have a look at the working proposals and to also share their feedback in terms of what they think needs to be updated on our end. And also hope to work with them as we will be doing the auditing and also the quality management and risk management with them, because we'll be able to work hand in hand with the working group leads from each and every DAO in the DEP system. And I hope to work with them in the future. Yeah, that is all.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. And I see that people have some question for KTD
Okay.
in the chat box. So I believe that you guys can type your answer down. Also, I would love to take this moment to answer some of the questions for KTD. I would love to share my screen again. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. So I got very good two questions. First one was from our DAO lead, Abdi. He asked about like what the expectation for cross-DAO collaboration during the executions. So our answer is that we don't manage a single review process. So DAO member are expected to take the lead to reach out directly when in your master plan you identify that there is dependencies on another DAO, especially for KTD. But we will have facilitate the introductions where needed, especially in the early execution if a DAO is struggling to make the content. But I also suggest that you are like target to the right one. For example, to the DAO list of each DAO of each other DAO, and through the process, if there is any things that you face the issue. For example, if other DAO list they don't respond, they don't prioritize, or the scope is shift, please like let us know as soon as possible so we can support you, or we can together figure out like the solutions. And I think that is a good practice. We will evaluate the DAO based on how they handle the kind of breach and other kind of dependencies, so that we can like reach our target in as we have raised this in the proposal. Okay. Another question that I have that we have received is that whether the timeline will increase if there is or they are inactive member. So we want to say that both the program timeline and the DAO internal timeline can be like flexible. They can adjust so that it fits what best for the DAO goal. So the member inactivity shouldn't have to put your deliverable or asterisk. I think the more important is how to work it out. Like the working group lead and DAO lead can redistribute the task, assign the tasks to the member that more active, and encourage to flash any capacity gap to the DAO facilitator early, so we can support you. And we also share our approach to strengthen the active contribution from DAO member in the onboarding overview presentation. Okay. Okay. So the next is that I would like to share the next step and the timeline. We have the milestone where we need to finalize the master plan and working group plan after you guys receive the DAO facilitator review on June 21 is the latest deadline. And then we will submit the proposal and voting on xDAO. We have about 7 days from June 22 to June 29. In the meantime, whether you have any issue or confusion, you can reach out the contact form or try Discord for peer support first. Also, in the July 6th, there was the first payment receiver, and the other DAO will execute the approved plan starting from July 30. And also we will have the fixed event, the D2 execution event on August 14. So before of that, please make sure that you prepare the proposal summarize and confirm your attendance to the execution meeting. And that's it. I think that we have played a